If your significant other is insectoid, docile, and keeps a giant space station from falling apart, they're definitely a keeper. Now that the uninspired humour is out the way, let's get into another About the Races video. Now, between the video's title, thumbnail, and the definitely hilarious joke, your impeccable detective skills have likely already figured out the subject. Here we go, it's keeper time. Little is known about the keepers biologically. Sporting a decidedly bug-like appearance, these silent little mysteries spend their days either oblivious or simply apathetic to the happenings around them. Aside from their general maintenance of the Citadel and appearance, the only other known attribute of keepers is their biological self-destruct function. Whenever an attempt is made to interact or interfere with a keeper, a reaction occurs, whether involuntary or intentional, that releases acid into their systems, liquefying the entire being in less than a minute. It's thanks to this function that little to no research has ever been done into the deeper workings of the keepers. That and probably the fact that they look like bugs, and bugs are icky. In a time long before the races of the current cycle had even dreamt of exploring the stars, the Reapers were already well into their repeated cycles of galactic destruction. At some point during all of this, they created the Citadel in order to aid the technological evolution of the sentient races in any given period. To further streamline this process, the Reapers repurposed a species of the time into servants, in a manner similar to the creation of the Collectors out of genetically altered Protheans. These repurposed aliens were modified heavily, essentially becoming biological robots. Completely under the control of the Reapers, the Keepers as we now know them were to aid any new civilization which found the Citadel in settling in there. Once this was finished, they would go back to simply maintaining the station, at least until the time was right. Once the races of each given cycle were considered ripe for harvesting, the Reaper Vanguard left behind to monitor the situation would send a signal to the Keepers, prompting them to activate a hidden mass relay inside the Citadel. This would allow the full Reaper force to travel from dark space directly to the Citadel itself, where they would destroy the political centre of the galaxy they themselves had guided to power. It was a foolproof plan, at least until the Protheans came along. Sometime during their own extermination by the Reapers, the Protheans' best and brightest came up with a plan to alter that signal, rendering it unreadable by the Keepers and in turn useless to the Reapers. Thanks to this precision strike, the Keepers continued to maintain the Citadel but were no longer a threat. Since the Protheans' own genocide was already in progress, it was too late for them at the time, but it's likely that in the long term, this may have been one of the most important factors in the downfall of the giant merciless machines. Alright, sure, this was sort of a short one, but let's be honest, as interesting as the Keepers are, there isn't much you can say about giant bugs. At least unless Godzilla gets involved or something. But anyway, now we want to hear your thoughts. Since there's still so little known about the Keepers, what do you think are some of the other attributes they possess that are currently unknown to us? Alternatively, do you think they're just weird or gross, or do you think they're kinda cool? Whatever your views, we want to hear them in the comments below. And remember, if you want to see more videos like this and stay up to date on all things Mass Effect, hit that subscribe button. And we'll see you next time here on Mass Effect Follower.